guys, Tama here, and right now I'm with Insidious Gaming Legends.
I'm IGL Rune and I play mid lane for Insidious Gaming Legends. And I just play this game for casual.
I'm IGL Leppy. I'm currently sitting on the bench for IGL and I won't be playing GPL because I'll be going NS soon.
I'm BBTY. I play the jungle for Insidious Gaming Legends and I bring rainbows and sunshine.
I'm IGL Valkyrie and I play AD carry for a team and I will bring happiness to the team.
I'm LY4. I play the top lane for Insidious Gaming Legends and I'll probably be aiming top 2 in GPL.
It's really interesting that we can see that, Zeppy, I want to ask you first. You say that you won't be playing for IGL the next season because of NS. Means that, is this your official retirement statement or are you intending to actually continue after you have more free time like what Tofu did?
I'm probably going to be playing the game just more for casual gaming from now on and substituting for Legends whenever there's a need to.
Okay, so from what I have known, right, is actually this question will be directed at LY4. From what I know is that you all have actually qualified for the GPL even before you all fought Fat Rabbit. So does the match against Fat Rabbit bring any significance?
Yes, it still does matter because firstly it's for revenge. We lost to them before the grand finals and it means a lot also because like it's a matter of being in the first place and second place in Singapore. Yeah.
And do you actually expect to meet Fat Rabbit, or do you expect other teams to actually go through to the finals and fight the grand finals with you guys?
To be honest, we didn't really expect, like, we didn't prepare any team to be in the finals. Like, we were just taking one step at a time. Like, whoever goes to finals, then we will prepare for that team. Yeah.
And this is open for the rest of the members. Do you feel that in the Singapore scene, the amount that you practice is actually enough to actually compete in Singapore? Because from what I know is that Singaporeans, we all actually have commitments. It's not like other regions where we actually can focus on professional gaming, where you wake up and before you sleep is all the way you are training for the League of Legends match. You are screaming, other teams screaming all the way. But in Singapore, maybe you just after your work or school, you just maybe train 2 or 3 hours and you can actually get the first seat. Is this true for IGL?
So besides just practicing 3 hours like every night, we also have play solo queue a lot. So I believe that this is enough to clinch first in Singapore because Singapore is not really a tough region. I mean, the best challenge that we have is Fat Rabbit. So yeah, it's not a tough region at all.
So the Singapore scene is really quite weak. So what do you have to suggest that we can actually develop to make the scene stronger, to maybe compete for the top 2 place like what LY4 has actually aimed for?
We can make the solo queue ladder more challenging by like probably merging with like the Taiwan client or something, so that because the SEA solo queue is it's like a lot of trolls and they are not so serious. So the solo queue ladder will help a lot.
That if we merge the Taiwan server and the Singapore server together, right, we can actually make a much better competitive environment. But what makes TPA so strong? TPA and AHQ, these 2 Taiwan teams, they got into worse and they are quite consistent getting the top 2 spots. what makes them so consistent that even not merging the any server, they can actually get this kind of consistency?
The reason that these two teams are able to compete at a higher level than the rest of us is that they have a very stable roster. Their organization is much more, how do I say it? Yeah, much more established than us. So the players themselves, they don't have to worry much, and they can just focus themselves on playing and competing at a higher level. So as a result, they will naturally be at a better level than us.
Okay, great that you actually bring up about the roster swap. So, however, this question I think I will be asking you. So, I'm aware that for IGL, right, you does swap around your roles and swap around members with your sister team, Insidious Gaming Rebirth. So, actually, have you finalized the roster yet?
Yes, this is actually our finalized roster. Just that Zappy isn't part of our main five because he's enlisting soon. So actually Rapier will be our support player. And yeah, for our Insidious Gaming Rebirth, they have actually disbanded already. Yeah.
So, who actually make the final call or the final decision for the roster swap in Insidious Gaming Legends?
It will be a team decision lah. Everyone has a say in it. Yeah.
So is it like voting? Everyone will take one vote for each count, like yes, no, yes, no?
When BBTY has the main say in it, so usually BBTY will just decide on someone, then we'll see if there's any objections. If there's no objections, then we'll just go ahead with it. Yeah.
Since now, right, IGL has already become the #1 team in Singapore. So, what do you think how do you think IGL will fare when it comes to the next season of GPL?
To be honest, when comparing Singapore with other countries, we are actually quite lacking behind. So I really wouldn't. I don't have any expectations from the team yet, but we'll definitely try our best to train hard and commit even more to improve ourselves and to try and make Singapore proud. Yeah.
So, I know that many of the teams have actually started to get coach and analysts. So, is IGL intending to get one, or have you actually got one?
Well, for now we don't have any official coach or analyst, but we do have our retirees to help us, like Equivoker. He used to be part of our lineup. So as he enlisted now, then when he has some free time, he will spectate our games and give some opinions on our games. Yeah.
So, what actually happened to Equivoker? Is it because he just enlists, then he totally have no time to actually join you guys for practice? That's why you all have to swap him?
Yes. In Singapore, when someone goes into the army, he wouldn't have any more time to commit to the team. So normally what other teams do or Singapore teams do, they will just find replacements and replace the person. Yeah.
Okay, so LY4, you have actually been in this scene since the early days, even before SGS, and you have joined SGS in their journey during the early competitive plays. So, how do you think that? Can you describe to me how the scene has changed, or how do you think the scene has changed, and how do you feel about it?
As compared from the previous seasons, this season has become okay. Nowadays the seasons are becoming more and more competitive because there are a lot of potential players coming up in the scene. So there are a lot of potential teams coming up as well, and they've brought a lot of challenge to us. So there wouldn't be any like one-sided stomp or yeah, just there wouldn't be any one-sided storming anymore. It's like you start to see close games coming around now. Yeah.
And Zeppy, you are also in this scene for very long. Last time you are known as Darkness, and you have actually almost, when I say almost, it's really just one game away from reaching worst, but you didn't, but then you lost to Mineski. So now I want to know how you have actually, how you feel about the scene from last time compared to now.
In the past, I think SGS was undisputedly one of the strongest teams in the region, and all the other teams wasn't really much of a threat. But
Suddenly we got own.
But I think that was also one of the reasons why we kind of performed badly because there wasn't much good opponents to train against either.
And this one is for BBTY. BBTY, just now you are keep on shooting you are shooting Zeppy about they keep on lost to Mineski, and you have been rubbing on it. Do you think that if you have joined the scene earlier, you could have helped the scene grow and help Singapore actually go to worse?
Actually, in that period, I was in the scene already. It's just that I was somehow rejected for SGS because of, I don't know, internal reason. I don't know. According to Zeppy, I was rejected because some of the members don't like me. Yeah, some of the members don't like me. Yeah. That's the nicest way I can put it.
So is any members that don't like you here now? No, is any? Okay. Okay. So according to BBTI, everybody don't like him. Okay. So last question, I will ask the quiet Rune, who have just actually changed his name from Hide on Bush, no longer Faker. So for Rune, right? For the what can we know more about you, because you are actually quite quiet and we don't know much about you. No. You must try to say something. So how do you actually get into IGL? Did they contact you or you contacted them?
I was friends with Baldwin, the equivoker, and then he was looking for a sub-millionaire, and I happened to be available, so I joined him and became the millionaire.
Okay, one final question before I close out this interview. Okay, I know that Insidious Gaming is one of the few, or maybe is the only one that has actually many sponsors, Logitech and many other sponsors that are sponsoring you. So how the sponsors are actually helping you out? Maybe LY4, you can actually answer this question.
Yeah, they are sponsoring us in monetary assistance, and this also gives us the motivation to play much better.
Okay, so before I really end this interview, do you all have any shout out you all want to say, or you all want LY4 to say the entire shout out? Okay, so they nominated LY4 to do the entire shout out.
Shout outs to our fans and sponsors. Thank you for all our fans to for there to support us all along, and we'll continue to do our best and try our best to not to disappoint you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, IGL, and I hope to see them actually bring glory to Singapore for the next season. So this is Tama signing out. Thank you, and please, for more coverage, log on to www.2pro2game.com.